Hello again, boys and girls. Happy Wednesday. So today I will go over your Wednesday assignments. So we will begin with the must do assignments for Wednesday. So this is Wednesday, April 1st, must do assignments. Again, we will begin with vocabulary. So today's assignment is to answer the connect to word questions. See attached resource. Write your answers in Class Dojo under student portfolios. You do not need to write the question. So I want to open the connect to words. So there are 8 questions where you need to answer the questions with your knowledge of the vocabulary words. So I think that maybe it would be effective for some of you to review the words and their definitions. I do want to emphasize that these questions are similar, yet they're not identical. So, for example, on Tuesday, you had to answer what is another example of conservation. Today, your question is what is one thing you could do to help with conservation? So I really want you to restate the question and focus your response answering this specific question. What can you do to help with conservation? So questions 2 says describe feeling discouraged. Yesterday your question was similar. It said what would make you feel discouraged? So you probably wrote about something that would happen if you lost a competition. Now today's question is describe the feeling of being discouraged. What do you feel when you feel discouraged? Try to use some other different words and language. Question 3 says, what can you do to help get rid of frustration? Yesterday, your question about frustration was to tell about a time you showed frustration. So I think some people wrote about when they lost a football game or something along those lines. Today's question is different. When you feel frustrated, what can you do to help yourself get rid of it? So, what can you do to help yourself um, not feel it anymore or feel better? Think about the Class Dojo videos we've watched about managing our emotions. Question 4 says, what do you see when you gaze at a starry sky? Your question yesterday was different. It said, when have you gazed at the stars? Maybe at a party at night. Now, here you have to describe to me what you see when you stare at a starry sky. Tell me what it's like. So, I want you to really think about what the question's asking you and focus your response on that. It helps to restate the question so that I know that you don't have to copy the question down. So restate the question so that you're focused and you're answering that specific question. Okay? You're not doing the same thing that you did yesterday. Okay, so you're writing your answer in Class Dojo portfolios. The second thing you're going to do today is comprehension. Complete the comprehension skill point of view mini lesson. Type your responses. Click save on the bottom left hand side. So you're going to go over here where it says comprehension skill point of view mini lesson. All right, now I'll go over this one with you. So I want you to read all of this model point of view. As you read the new hoop, think about the point of view of each character. What is a character's point of view? Point of view is what a character thinks or feels about other characters or events in a story. Look at Marco's actions and words to figure out his point of view. So use this arrow to continue. Then it tells you here, reread this passage from the new hoop, highlight Marco's words and actions to figure out his point of view about reusing and recycling. Write the details in your graphic organizer. So here it is, the section for you. And this one's a model, so it does it for you. However, if I were you, before you click to see the answer, I would try to think about it on my own, and you can use this think aloud to help you. I understand how Marco feels about using recycled things. I can reread to see what he does and says. I will use these details to figure out Marco's point of view about using recycled things. Now, once you read this and think about it, you can click the next button and it will give you the answer. But I'm going to skip that one. Oh, well, I guess I can't. So I actually, you guys are going to know what his point of view is without thinking about it. Okay, that's fine. So Marco asks Mr. Morse if he has anything they could reuse to make a basketball hoop. So I'm going to click next. And now this is the your turn section. So I'm actually going to help you do this one. So you guys only need to add one detail and the point of view. If you want to, you can skip ahead so you can try to do it by yourself. If not, I will show you because this is author's point of view and you guys are doing it independently without me or your classmates to help you. So, so the first detail is that Marco asks Mr. Morse if he has anything they could reuse to make a basketball hoop. So picking up there, Mr. Morse picked up a plastic laundry basket. We were going to recycle this basket, but I think it's reusable. It looks useless, old and cracked, said Kim. No, it could be useful, said Marco. We can cut off the bottom to make a fine hoop, and then an adult could help us attach it. All right. Did I read anything here that shows you Marco's feelings about reusing and recycling things? Okay. If you said this part right here, oops. Ashley pointed out that the highlighting doesn't really like work well. She's right. You can highlight it, but when you move it, it kind of moves away. So that's unfortunate. However, you can just leave it here and we can use this to think and rephrase our response for a graphic organizer. So yes, this is what Marco thinks about reusing recycled things. So if I could come over here, use the type tool and type my answer. A tip trick I noticed with typing, in addition to using Google Chrome, if you double click, that's when you can type better. Okay, so double click. All right, so we can say that Marco wants to reuse the old laundry basket. So that's a detail. Now, I invite you to find another detail in here. Let me reset. And find Marcos's point of view. Okay? We will be having a Zoom meeting tomorrow at 10:30, I believe. So we'll discuss this in our Zoom meeting. Again, when you're done with this, click save and then exit, and you'll see that it will appear here. Do not submit yet because you have one more thing to do before you submit, and that's grammar practice. So here it is. You guys did an overall great job when it came to grammar practice on Tuesday, or I think it was Monday. So please read this carefully. Again, you can highlight it. I think if you move it, oh look, it sticks. Great. So this one works. You can also take down notes in your own notebook, maybe if you have one at home, an extra one. If I were you, I would highlight this because these are the ones you need to look for, okay? How many of you are listening to the song and practicing for a dance on Friday? I'd like to know. Okay, so you guys did an overall wonderful job last time, so you know what to do. I'm going to click reset. Remember to click save, then exit, and then you can click submit. Now, when it comes to April 1st, can do optional assistance, you got to find it. Here it is on the top for this person. And here is the can do. This is part of a can do optional assistance for Wednesday, April 1st. Unify Week 5 is on pages 211, 220. Please do not do 211 yet. It is for next Monday, April 6th. You can work on point of view assignment on pages 212 through 214. Yeah, so some of you have gone ahead and done additional stuff. Some of the stuff that they've done is part of must do assignments later on. We're going to be working on this for 2 weeks total. So, I invite you to do all the can do's if you want to do extra practice. So, you click right here for the resource. Maybe double click. Now, kind of like we do during centers, people are going to have different worksheets. Maybe your worksheet looks like this. Maybe your worksheet looks a little different. That's okay. It's there for your level. If a worksheet is too difficult for you, or if a worksheet's too easy for you, let me know and I can adjust it. I pretty much gave everyone a worksheet depending on their level. So I know your level, I know what you're capable of doing. So your worksheet is based on your abilities. When you put in your maximum effort, which I know all of you are able to do. So this is a worksheet similar to many worksheets we've done in class, but don't do this. This is the one that's going to be on Monday. If you go over here to the arrow, you can go to next and you have this. So the Jar Garden is a passage, and in the passage, it's a realistic fiction, and there's a point of view. So you can read the story, maybe reread it, answer the point of view questions here. If you want, for part B, we used to do this in class. You can do it with your sibling. If you have a timer at home, or you can use your parents' phone timer to see how much you read in 1 minute. So you guys are familiar with how to do this. You're welcome to do this with a sibling or your parents if they have time. But if not, don't worry. This is all optional. Don't do this because we're going to do this as a must do in a different assignment. Don't do this. Homographs, we're going to do this for a must do assignment. I believe you could work on this if you like. This one here. And then this one is how to write an analysis. You're welcome to try this out. You would have to use a different story for this. So if you go to read, there are different leveled readers, and you're welcome to check those out. I will show you right now how to do it. And then this is writing, word choice, which you're welcome to do as well for fun. Also attached to this resource is another graphic organizer, which you're welcome to use to organize your thoughts. However, you can also just use paper and pencil. Okay, so I was going to show you how to do the leveled readers. So if you go to read, you can go right here, the great book swap. Some of you might have this. Some of you might have a different story, but you can click it and you can use this for your analysis, a different story. We're going to read Bravo Tavo and Trash into Art next week. Before I let you go, I also want to tell you about this link right here, School to Home. Some of your parents might be interested in this. It's a letter for your family, and it explains to them what we're working on this week. Okay? I believe if you go here, here's some additional activities you can do. This is a comprehension check, and this is the spelling list. We're actually going to go back to spelling words beginning next week, so you can see that. Okay? All right, well, I think that's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help you. Best of luck, and I'm looking forward to our Zoom meeting tomorrow at 10:30. All right, so have a great one. Bye.